Hello, in this video I'm just going to do a quick example of a bar graph and a Pareto graph. So as my sample data I have some different colors of candy and then the frequencies of each of these. So you could do a simple experiment like this looking at M&Ms or Skittles or something like that. So I want to depict this information in a graph. And I already did a video about histograms, and with a histogram you are graphing frequency of different classes of numerical data. A bar graph is basically exactly the same, but now our data is categorical. We don't have like weights of candy, but we have their different colors. In Excel, it's pretty easy to make this data into a graph. I can just highlight both columns of data, including their titles, go to the Insert tab, and then among all of these graph choices, this first upper left one is a column or bar chart. And you can pick any of these first options here. It doesn't really matter unless you're dealing with multiple data. So I'm going to pick this first one. You'll see the graph that has been created. We have each column is labeled with a color. So this looks a lot like a histogram, except the bars are all separated for each color, which makes more sense than with a histogram where they're running along a continuous axis of data. The vertical axis is frequency, although it's missing a label here. And then the title of the graph is currently frequency, but I would probably want to edit that. Okay, if all you need is a bar graph, this is basically it. We would want to add some axis labels. One easy way to do that is to go to the quick layout dropdown. I showed this in the time series graph video as well. You can just select one of these different options that includes labels for each axis. I'll pick this one and then go ahead and give some axis labels. And this also includes a legend for which data set I'm dealing with. And since I only have one data set, this isn't really necessary. So I'm going to select this and then just click my delete key. All right, so this is my completed bar chart. I can adapt this just subtly to make this a Pareto chart. Really, the only difference with a Pareto chart is that we organize the bars so that they start with the highest frequency and then go down to the lowest. You could do that manually just by typing your data in order, but if you already have the data set up, you can just highlight, either with the titles or without, both columns of data, and then in the Home tab over towards the right, there's a button for sorting and filtering. And I'm going to choose the custom sort option because it'll give me different options about how I want to sort the data. So in this sort window, at the top right, there's a checkbox that says My Data Has Headers. I actually did not highlight the titles for my data, so I'm going to unclick that. If you did highlight the titles, then keep your My Data Has Headers in there so it recognizes the labels. Then we get to choose what we're going to sort by. I can either sort by column A, which would be the candy colors, or by column B, which would be the frequencies. If you sort by column A, that would put these in alphabetical order, which might be useful, but in this case, I want to put these in order by frequency. I'm going to sort on values, and the order I want is largest to smallest rather than smallest to largest. So I'll select that and click OK. So you'll notice that the table on the left has been sorted from the highest frequency color, red, down to the lowest frequency color, blue, and this automatically puts my bars in order as well. So this is now a Pareto chart. So that's about all we need for a bar chart or a Pareto chart. As always, there's lots of different settings you can play around with in the design and formatting of your table, but this is all we'll need for a basic one.